Hi.
What's up, guys?
What's happening?
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
We were just talking that you probably Zoom all of the time.
Sometimes more than others. Sometimes
Is that your
I don't
is
know.
that your is that your spot? Is that your
This?
Zoom spot?
Yeah.
Yes, my Zoom spot.
That's your Zoom spot? So do you have it set up right? Do you have it set up right now so we can't see your tutu?
Oh yeah.
It's down there.
Yeah. Great picture. Great picture.
Thank you. You're an idiot.
Thank you.
Yes, Brian.
I think that's why I'm here though.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh my God, so many congrats to you. You're engaged. You just launched this cool thing, brand. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm
Production
assuming you've
company.
been, I was just saying to Brian, I'm like, I mean, you're probably so busy and I love that you're just like, yeah, I'll talk to you guys. Sure. Yeah.
No, it's a fucking pandemic. Who's busy? Like we're all lying when we say we're busy.
I'm not kidding. I'm so busy and I'm tired all of the time.
Okay, maybe you're busy.
Soup switcher from Gracefully fed. Soup switcher, say bye bye to bread. If gluten's been a bitch, then ditch her with soup switcher.
What have you guys been up to?
Well, like the last 20 years has been really great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Tell me all about them.
Nothing.
Catch us up, Trey.
Well, I mean, I moved to LA. I work in TV for like 17 years. And then I started a soup business. And that's like pretty much, I mean, I got sick for a little, but I'm good now.
And that's what's prompted the business, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like
I
a part of the
got sick and they were like, change your diet. And I was like, no. And then like, I wasn't getting better. So I was like, okay. So I caved. And that's kind of what prompted everything. It was like a happy accident.
Yeah, that makes
So-
sense. I have a friend who had like a tumor somewhere in
really?
his brain. It was like, yeah, it was benign, but essentially it was like something with the more like anti-inflammatory he ate.
Yeah.
He started this diet, all the symptoms went away. It was like inoperable, that kind of thing. All the symptoms he had went away because
The
it helped
tumor
it
went away
like
as well? The tumor shrunk?
no, not the tumor, but like all this like tissue around it. I don't know.
Right.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Crazy
I
how
mean,
like
like-
food.
Yeah, like I always say it's not like what cured me. I don't think I'm cured, but it definitely like helped me gain some sort of like a life again, like and be able to like function. But like if I eat pizza, which is like as we all grew up on pizza, it's like I get so much pain and it's so upsetting. But like if you're in New York, it's like, come on, you know.
Unavoidable. Wait,
No,
are you
but
celiac?
No, they just told me to cut out like gluten is better for your like to cut out gluten is like better for your digestion. Cutting out dairy because dairy causes so much inflammation.
Mhm.
Like, and then they told me, I mean, for 2 years, I didn't do soy, grains, alcohol, sugar, like nothing, like no bananas even. And then I didn't do gluten or dairy and all organic. It was the hardest 2 years of my life. But that's how me and Brian connected on that because you have a very strict diet too. You don't like eat anything either.
So bright.
I do.
What's
Yeah,
yours?
Yeah, I basically had to cut everything out. Well, recently I added gluten back in, but I was having these weird reactions where my face would just like blow up, where my lips would get really big, my eyes would get swollen shut.
For real?
So I cut out gluten and dairy, and that seemed to help big time. And then just maybe over the last year, I slowly reintroduced gluten back in, and it's been okay. You know, I moderately I eat it, but you know, I'm no longer, you know, eating a whole bunch of bagels and pizza. But
Yeah.
Do you think that we should have had these conversations at DeLeo's kitchen table? Like maybe this
Probably.
is what would have been more important than whatever we were doing.
I didn't know what
I feel
gluten
like-
was.
Good point. I was gonna say we solved so many other problems. There really wasn't time. We were just so busy talking about really important things.
Yeah.
We couldn't really fit this in.
What did we do? Like that, I'm very confused. Like, what did we do there? Like,
It was
like
just-
we just sitting? Did we
Yeah.
talk?
I think so. There was a lot of Coke. I know there was a lot of Coca-Cola.
There was
No.
a lot of, yeah, you need to specify right there.
I know, I did.
A lot of Coca-Cola.
I was
Yeah.
like-
It was probably both, but there was definitely a lot of Coca-Cola.
There certainly was a lot of Coca-Cola.
I mean, I was like,
There
what?
was a lot of Coca-Cola scratch-offs and Parliament 100s.
Yeah, a lot of those. Sometimes we're in the garage.
Yes.
Sometimes
Garage
on the
was
back
big.
deck.
Some beer pong going on.
Sometimes, yeah, definitely beer pong. Sometimes in the room with the TV.
Yes.
Like, what did anyone talk about? Like, that's like
I don't
what blows
know.
my mind. Like, hey, you guys want to go meet at Stillwell? Sure. For what? We just saw each other like a few hours ago. I have nothing to say to you.
It was 40
But-
Friday.
Tracy
Oh my
was
God.
asking me that about that the other day, and I was like, "Well, 40 Friday existed. I didn't know if I should bring that up or not." I told you
Yeah,
that
is that-
40
is this
Friday
a
was a
safe-
big thing.
Is this a
Well-
safe space? 40 Friday was a big thing.
Yes.
I would say, what have you
Good.
been up to? But like, I see everything that you've been up to, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that
I
weird?
don't know. Just been
But like
playing.
that, is that weird? I think in general, like I always think about this, like on social media, you know, you kind of like see everybody and this and that, like for everybody, not just you, Sue. I mean, I know you're famous, but like, it's weird. Like people from high school have reached out to me and is like, hey, like they'll talk to me like we've been friends, and I have to be like, wait, were we friends in high school? Like
Where's
I
my
don't,
yearbook.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't remember, but that must happen to you all the time.
No, not like that much. But what I have trouble with now is like remembering. I'll remember someone, and I have to be like, are they from Syosset? Are they from Christ the King? Is this a basketball friend? Was this a soccer friend? Like, did I meet you in college, or are you from Seattle? I like get my places mixed up. That
So,
I
what
do
you're
that.
saying, so you're saying stick to one school and one sport?
yeah, don't bounce
Much easier
around.
that way.
Yeah, it was much easier.
That I
Graduate
mean,
how-
from one place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is your interaction with the fans? Because the last time I saw you,
Yeah, how are you gonna bring that
Go
up?
ask.
I knew you were gonna bring that up.
I have to mention it because
Yeah, go ahead. It's
Katie
funny.
and I were on we were on a baby moon, and what's more romantic than Mohegan Sun? We actually
when
did
the
something-
Seattle Storm are in town. When the
when
Seattle Storm are in
Storm are
town.
in town, which
Yeah.
is seemingly every time I go to Mohegan, I run into you, which
Yeah.
I think one of us might have a gambling problem.
Yeah, it's our spot. It's our spot.
So I was going down for a poker tournament, and the Stormer headed to practice, I guess. And
Yeah.
Sue was talking to one of her buddies, and I kind of sneak up right behind Sue, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's Sue Bird! I'm such a huge fan. Sue!" And Sue completely ices me, starts walking a little quicker. Her friend tells her, "Hey, Sue, there's someone behind you calling your name," and she says, "I know."
I know.
hey, you're a creep.
Yeah, I
Well,
thought
I
it was
had
great.
to, yeah, I had to come clean and
I
you know
know.
verify myself, and eventually
Show his
Sue-
ID.
Yes.
He got past the security guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
That's
no,
so-
he says he's your friend Brian from, like from
Yeah,
I don't even know, from Syosset. I was like,
got surrounded real quick of an army of basketball players
Yep,
who thought I
They're-
was.
they're very
yeah.
protective. They're very protective.
Did you at least go see the game?
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
good.
you? Yeah, I'm like, can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, but so in fairness, there just are moments where it's easier to ignore someone
Right.
saying your name. It's kind of awkward, but sometimes just, especially in the Mohegan Sun corridor, you got to like walk through to get to the, anyway.
When you got somewhere to go, sometimes yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
think
Gotta
I don't
keep
think
it moving.
anybody wants to be called anything at the, like even if it's no name at the Mohegan. Like it's just not fun.
No,
Come on.
I get annoyed when people recognize me out, and you know.
I actually thought
Everybody-
of you the other day. I was watching the World Series of Poker was on. I caught it for like 5 seconds, and I was like, I know someone who who's in
Yeah.
that multiple times, right?
Multiple, yeah.
Multiple.
I'm a Suffolk boy.
What
Yeah,
happened?
you know what though? I'm not a 631 guy. I still have my cell phone.
Okay.
I turned the.
I know
the-
Tracy's got 917. I was like,
Yeah, I'm not
whoa,
changing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
throwback.
she
I
probably
never
also
had a
texted
New
me.
York one.
What's that?
You never had a New York cell phone? Like
No, I didn't get a cell phone till college.
wait, I'm wondering, did I get I guess I got a cell phone in college too? I don't
I
remember.
got one like when I was in Connecticut. So I had 860 forever. And then, you know, I'm not going to
Sure.
bore you with the details. It was a situation with my sidekick and I had to get a 206 number. The sidekick was very important.
So Sue was using AOL Instant Messenger to shoot a rookie and rookie on the storm.
If they still had it, I would be on it. Still my email.
I still have AOL. I mean, I'm not gonna
Me
lie.
too. That's my email, my main email.
Really?
Yeah, I refuse. I have a Gmail because like you have to for certain stuff, like
I have
to sign into stuff and like use things, but otherwise AOL till I die.
Yeah, I have AOL too. What do you use, Brian?
I got an AOL.
Probably just AOL. Either that or Yahoo.
Yeah.
Tell us about what the together thing is. I think that's so cool.
Yeah,
and
I actually just happened to be wearing this. I threw it on.
God.
It wasn't to like pub it or anything. I promise. No, so it's basically it's just a production company that's founded by, there's 4 of us, 3 other athletes, so myself, Alex Morgan, Koi Kim, and Simone Manuel. And it's just kind of, if someone else isn't going to do it, you have to do it type of situation. And so sports media coverage for women is just so low. It's like staggeringly low. It's like 4% of the entire coverage is dedicated to women. So this is just like a production company that's going to tell stories about women, about girls, for women, for girls, to kind of get those stories out, because you just don't hear about stories. It's like, how often do you turn on whatever, ESPN, no shade to ESPN, but you turn on ESPN, it'll be like Stephen A. Smith and Max are like debating about all this stuff. It's never topics about women, about women's sports. And you
That's
need
so
that.
true.
That's like what drives, fans and conversations, all those storylines, but they're just not known, so we're just trying to get them, pump them out, get them out.
That's 100% true. Every time that I've watched you play in the Olympics, it's always like at an odd hour, and like I'm searching online to figure out when it is. I mean, like it's not as publicized as if you were to go to like a men's basketball game. Like it's 100% true. So I mean, that's awesome that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited. It should be fun.
You all looked really beautiful. I should, think about wearing tutu and sneakers and maybe put some soup in there,
It will boost sales if nothing else.
No, you sitting on a counter with the tutu, sneakers dangling out, eating your soup. I kind of like it. I'm not even joking.
I will tell you, I always want to check in because I think it would make you laugh, because you do the check-in with everybody, like checks in with their shoes. And I'm always like, I wear Converse every single day. And I was like, I'm going to like check in with my Converse to Sue. But then it's only funny, like in my head, like all I think is funny. Like, it's like creepy. I'm like, hey, look at my shoes. But I was going to do it like multiple times. And then.
So I'm not the only one who's been waiting for Sue to check in with them for like, since that started. Yeah.
Hey,
I buy new pair of sneakers like every time something new drops, I get the new sneakers, hoping that Sue's like checking in, Brian Pinkow.
Now I know.
I don't get new sneakers.
I haven't done
it in a while. Is that considered a check-in or no?
Gotta get back. Yeah, no, that would be new.
Do they automatically just send you sneakers? Like, how do you always have?
Pretty much.
Because there's sneakers that are very difficult to get.
Yeah.
And if you are, if you can't get them right away, you're paying a fortune for them, type of thing.
Well, yeah. Did you see that story though about the whole resale thing that happened?
What was his name? Hollywood something or other. West.
Yeah, West. Yeah. I was like, ooh, he's in trouble. They're in trouble. Yeah. His mom had to resign.
Oh, his mom was pissed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, no, they do a good job of like hooking us up.
Okay. So do you have to you have to request them or?
No, like if there's something I really want, I'll be like, hey, do you have any of this? Do you have any of that? And they'll
just for clarification, this is texting.
This is texting. Yeah.
Right. Just so you know. Okay.
He's not good at that.
On your phone or Sidekick?
No, we text all the.
I have an iPhone now. It was Sidekick came back. Yeah, Sidekick came back a couple years ago. I didn't give in though.
Oh. That's like, I used to love a Blueberry because you could feel the buttons.
Yeah.
That's like my thing. No, Brian texts all the time.
Blackberry. We knew what you meant.
What did I say?
You said you love blueberries.
Blueberries.
Yes. Terrible interviewer. This is
Maybe
terrible.
It was blue. Maybe it was blue.
Mine was red, but blueberry, blackberry. You know what, Brian? We would have just let it slide, and we would have put that out there, and it would have been fantastic.
Picked up on it.
No one would have picked up on it. But this is.
We need to get ahead of these things, Trey.
Yeah, we do. I have a question for you. TV wise, do you get a lot of time to watch TV?
Yeah.
Okay. So me and Brian watch a lot of TV and we talk about it. Have you watched Cobra Kai?
No, I saw like the first episode and I just never got it. I know. And I'm like a huge Karate Kid fan. It's like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Right. So it
This might be the best show ever.
Ever?
I mean, it's also the worst show ever, but it's definitely the best show.
You know what? That was actually a great explanation. I'm in.
Yeah,
It's
Johnny
terrible.
I have to see how
Johnny
one
Lawrence is
show can
probably
be
the
both.
best character in all of TV.
Johnny Lawrence.
so good. It would have circled back to a question I had about you have to watch it. I can't even ask you this question until you watch it. I'm not going to ruin anything.
Even though I'm a Karate Kid fan, it's going to ruin it.
No, because this has
it won't ruin it. I don't even know what you're going to ask. So
it's like I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, but
yeah, I was going to jump in there. I don't know.
There's two dojos.
Oh.
And me and Brian decided which ones we feel that we're in.
Okay. This
Then
is like
Brian,
a Harry Potter salting hat type vibe.
Yeah, and Brian has basically said I can't be in the one that I want to be in based on my personality. I'm in the other. So I wanted to know which one you would be in. I have a feeling I know which one you would be in.
There's
actually
actually a third dojo, and that's the one I think Sue would be in.
I'll be in. Okay.
That's like third
Say no
season
more.
though.
Say no more. I'll watch. And I'll
You
get
have to
back
watch it.
And
What
we'll
about
circle
Ted
back.
Lasso? Did you watch Ted Lasso?
I'm actually I still have like 3 or 4, I can't remember, left to watch.
I'm
But
trying
yeah,
to get
I
Brian
love
to
it.
watch it. It's so
Ted
good.
Lasso's great. Ted
Oh,
Lasso's great. Yeah, it's really good.
It's funny?
It's like the most
It's funny. It's like upbeat.
positive.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check that out.
Have you ever had any coaches like that?
No. That would be, yeah.
That'd be so good.
He's good. He's big on the team bonding. He brings people together. He makes, apparently he's an excellent, baker, which apparently you are too, Brian.
Thank you so much.
This is a good
Brian's
time to
terrible.
show
That
off
actually
the-
reminds me.
my
I gotta flip
skills
my
right there.
cookies.
Oh,
I gotta
yeah.
flip my cookies.
Come on, guys.
I got my soup right here too. I've been waiting patiently.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you eating? Which one is it?
The chickpea stew.
Okay, so I'm gonna we could eat it right now. So
Okay.
I gave Sue, no offense, Brian, but Sue is an Olympic athlete, but I gave her a chickpea stew. It's something new that I put on the menu, and I didn't know what like your rice situation was, so I sent her minute rice. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna
That's
send her.
what that is. Is that what's in that white cup? Okay. So I didn't want to open it because I didn't know what it was. I didn't know if it had to like stay sealed. So it's actually just in my fridge right now. I haven't opened it. I was like, is there a matzo ball in there? It's like, I didn't know what was in there.
Yeah, I left that in the fridge.
It looks like an applesauce size cup.
Yeah. Well, because I don't know, like I keep rice and quinoa in my house, so I was like, I don't know if she.
I've got rice.
Yeah. So
I didn't
just
make
in
it
case,
this time, but
I sent
wait,
her
I should have
minute
put rice in there.
Yeah, because it's like a stew. You could add it with rice, but you could try it.
Is the minute rice a microwavable situation?
Yeah, take it
I'll be right
off
back.
and put like a minute. Yes.
Okay.
This is perfect.
All right. I was wondering what that was.
I
like shook it and it's like a ball. It's like a ball of rice. But I was like, I really thought it was a matzo ball. And I was like, well, I'm not
I was gonna have you make your own rice. And I feel like if I could, like we ship soups, right? Like you've eaten our soups, but like we ship soups, but like I'm trying to see if I could ship like meals. Like my chef just made like man, so good, like gnocchi in a beef ragu, like a short braised rib ragu. I'm like, we could ship this. Like if we just
boom,
do it.
boom, boom. And
yeah, exactly. So I'm just trying to figure out stuff.
People would love that.
I hope so. Do you eat short braised rib?
Do I?
Me?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
No.
Sweet. Oh, you don't? Okay.
No.
Well, then I'm glad I didn't send you anything.
Strictly soup.
Oh, good. Soup's good.
Gracefully fed soup.
Okay, gracefully fed soup.
Mm-hmm. And just
So,
a bundle. It's just
I'm gonna tell you what I sent her. So there was like this big craze.
Right.
Yeah, you could just throw it in. So there's this big craze with this chickpea stew. It's like all over. So we decided to make it at the kitchen, and it came out really good. So I sent it to Sue to see if she'd like it. And it's basically like chickpeas, turmeric, everything that's like anti-inflammatory, kale, healthy, ginger, all the good stuff.
Well, there's spice in there. I licked my finger once. I was like,
it is spicy. Are you not a spicy person?
No. I like it. I like it.
Okay. I mean, you
But
could be honest.
it was like chickpea stew. I wasn't anticipating. No, I like spice. Not like
Okay.
crazy spicy, but when it's got a kick, I don't mind it.
I mean,
Like Thai food, like 2 at a max, usually a 1. So give you an idea.
man, it's hard because I'm Cuban, so everything doesn't taste spicy to me. And like, I think I'm just, and we're not like a spicy food people. I feel like we're, I don't know, maybe garlic. Oh yeah, we're gonna creepily watch it eat. Like, we're just gonna watch, just see how.
Well, now it just looks like I'm blowing on my laptop. I can taste the turmeric, which I like. I love turmeric. It's good. It's great.
So this is the first time you're tasting.
Tasting, it's a meal. So it's like one of our meals that we give out locally.
Yeah, it's a meal. Here, this is what it looks like. Hard to tip, meaning hard to.
You don't want to ruin, you don't want to ruin your thing.
No, this is really good.
Thanks. But yeah, it's what I also sent you, the 16 ounce is like,
and it's not that spicy. It's actually not that spicy.
You could literally, I sent you a 16 ounce. So 8 ounces of it could be like one meal over the rice that I sent you.
Okay.
Like you could have.
This is the whole thing is on this.
Yeah. Like you could have shared it.
I know. I actually asked. And I was like, I'm like, she wrote 2 servings. I'm like, kind of looks like 1 serving to me. So you might have to just order your own for tonight.
It's fine. It's fine.
This to me is like 1. No, it's really good.
All right, great.
Will you be eating this before all games from here on out?
It might be in the rotation.
Okay.
Is there any, so what else is in it? Like I can obviously see. But
it's just chickpeas, kale, butternut squash, crushed red pepper, ginger, turmeric. It's really that basic, like a vegetable stock, it's, vegan, all that good stuff. But it's like, it's like one of those things that like, you just want to throw in the microwave or like whatever.
Yeah, super easy.
Yeah.
I had something the other day, right when you sent it to me, and now I'm drawing a blank. What else was in there?
Oh, I sent you soups. So I sent.
Yeah. What else was in there?
I sent you just like a bunch of random ones because I think you've had soups before. So I was like trying to send you others that you might not have tried. Like,
oh no, I had the chili.
Oh, how was it?
Yeah, the chili was really good.
Was it the turkey or the lentil?
The turkey.
Turkey's good. That's spicy.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, it was spicy. That was way more spicy than this. No, because when it's sent, it comes, obviously you have the dry ice situation, but they're like kind of sort of thawed out a little bit by the time I opened it, and I was like, I'm hungry. I was like, this one's good. Like, I don't even have to thaw it out.
Yes.
Heated it up and boom. Yeah, it was really good.
All right, good. This is all good stuff. This is all good feedback. And I'm all about feedback.
The rice is a nice touch, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm telling you, the minute rice. Okay, you guys want to try the cookie? Did you try any of the cookies yet?
Mm-mm.
I ate one raw, and then
how was it?
Which is my favorite.
Yeah,
it was amazing. And then I had one half cooked, and then Katie took over because it turned out I didn't know what I was doing. But I will. I'll try another. I'm supposed to show it up there. Yeah.
The idea of this, like filming everybody eat my food is putting you guys to work. I apologize, but then I don't apologize.
This is not the first time I'm having Traci's cookies, but they're absolutely delicious.
First time on Zoom?
First time on Zoom, yeah. These are great.
They are really good.
Yeah. Oh, so you got some cookies over there too?
Yeah.
I sent a package.
Why is Sue's flatter? I got some round.
I pushed on it.
I got some domes. Oh,
yeah,
we
push on them too.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that. You could eat it any way you want, but we push on them when we bake them for the store, But
I like that dome appearance.
You do. It'll stay gooey on the inside then.
Oh yeah. Or when it's raw. Do you guys you're not both vegan, right?
I'm not vegan.
Yeah, me neither. But Bri, are you vegan?
No.
Yeah. They just happen to be vegan because we have like some of our customers are vegan, but like I've been trying to like bake more, which has been like a lot of fun. I wish I could send you the stuff that I've been baking because like every time I do something that I like, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've been making these like butterscotch blondies that are out of this world, but it's all gluten-free, dairy-free, and like no refined sugar. Not
That's
that
the impressive part. I feel like because so I'm not gluten-free because like luckily I don't get like super sick or anything, but I did do like this blood test, one of those blood tests where it kind of tells you all about your genetics and it does like a deep dive in like everything about you. And they said that I had a mild allergy to gluten. So the doctor, the dietitian who I worked with was like, hey, for when you're in season, try to take gluten out because I've had like so many knee injuries that I'm really sensitive to my knee being swollen or like inflamed. So anything that was going to cause inflammation, once I started working with her, we tried to take out. I actually had like it wasn't dairy, but it was lactose. So I took out lactose, I took out gluten. Anyways, what I found was like some of the gluten options weren't necessary because they obviously when you take the gluten out, you have to like add other things. And so some of the desserts would just be like so sweet.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they just like pumped it with sugar to try to like make up for the fact, that they had to like tinker with other things.
Gotta replace your gluten.
So exactly. So I'm not just saying this, like your cookies are just like cookies. They're not like crazy sugar in your face cookies because you've had to like manipulate, if you will. So it's good.
It's good. We have like it's so weird. Like I use coconut sugar instead of like refined sugar, and it's actually super sweet. So you kind of like lessen it, like and when I started all this, I had no idea what I was doing. So it's like kind of like you're just like playing around and figuring it out. But like as an athlete, do you change your diet? Like have you always changed your diet when you're in season?
No, that was the first time that I did something like specific for when I was in season.
How long ago was that?
That was like probably like 3 years ago.
That recent?
Yeah, just recently. I changed my diet like probably like 5-6 years ago. And that was more of like, I never really snacked that much anyways, but it was more of like when I was eating and how much I was eating. Luckily I was never eating like crap. So that was like a good thing, but I wasn't eating enough. I had a nutritionist like follow me, like my food diary for like a month. I was under eating by like 1,000 calories. I had no idea.
Whoa.
My God, it was like my high school dream.
Yeah.
My high school dream.
Yeah, she's like, eat more. I was like, okay. But no, it changed everything. It's like from an energy standpoint.
Like so everything. Small, like smaller meals more often kind of thing?
No, like, so it was more like this. You've ever had this happen where like, all right, so for me, what it looks like is I'd get out of practice, I don't know, at 1. And I'd be like, oh, I gotta go to here. I gotta get my hair cut. I gotta do this. I gotta run this errand. And then all of a sudden it's like, you like blinked your eyes and it's 3:30 and you're kind of like, yeah, I'm hungry, but, and then like, I don't know, then you do something else. And then it's all of a sudden it's 4:30 and you're like, I'll just wait till dinner.
I do that every day. Yeah.
Right. And before you know it, you skip lunch. Or I woke up late and I just had to go to practice. I didn't eat breakfast. It was more, for me, it was more like that. I was just like missing meals, not on purpose. It was just kind of like life was getting in the way.
Can you perform without eating? Like, is it like?
Not anymore, no. Somehow I was doing it. No.
In the kitchen, I wear double masks and face shields. So like it was this place where like I could try all the food, we'd have lunch, this and that, but like every single day now, because I don't let anyone drink water or eat in the kitchen, like I'm just trying to keep everybody safe. Mm-hmm. Like the last thing I want to do is sit outside and eat. So I'll go in and then I don't eat and then I do the same thing. It's like, it's 4:35. I'll wait till dinner. Yeah, screw it. And then, but I eat chips. Like I have a chip situation. Can't help it.
What kind of chips?
Oh God. I mean, I go through
all of
phases.
them.
All of them. Like when I was in high school, my mom used to like get me like Dorito, like Cool Ranch Doritos after school every day. It was heaven, like heaven.
Are those out? Do they have gluten Doritos?
No, Doritos don't.
Oh, they
It,
don't?
like no. So like when I go
I
see
didn't
Shocker.
hear
like
that.
I know.
I-
Yeah.
I go to see my brother's
Nice,
friends.
dude.
We always like do Cool Ranch, but no, I'm into like lentil chips right now. It's like a big
Okay.
deal. Like I'm into that. They have so
Those are
many
good.
flavors.
I love
okay.
plantain chips are like my joint. I love plantain chips.
Are you Cuban too?
Maybe.
I mean, you may be, but yeah, no, I'm like a chip person. But like, I also never ate terribly, like back in the day, like in high school, like. But
Mhm.
I always assumed, like, as an athlete, you have to like maintain to like, do your thing. But you also haven't changed since high school. You look exactly the same
Thanks.
Because of her diet.
because
Yeah,
of her
because of my
diet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sue,
man.
since you switched over to your new regimen,
Uh-huh.
have you noticed a reduction in both less injuries and soreness and
Yeah.
you recover quicker?
So I was definitely at a point. So I was probably like 34. Does that make sense? Yeah, like 34, 35. And I had 3 different surgeries in the span of like a year and a half. So it was like one on my hip, then I had to have another one on my other hip, then my knee again. And it like really, because when you're 21 or 25, like I've had multiple surgeries. So like when you're those ages, you like bounce back like this. It's like no big
Right.
deal. And then now I was a little bit older and I was used to bouncing back, but that's not exactly what happened. And I really started to notice the toll it took on my body. So I was like, okay, like I'm plateauing, if not even like kind of doing that,
Hey,
going downhill a little bit, like physically. So I was like, all right, what can I do? And that's when I met with, at first, the nutritionist. She changed my diet. I immediately noticed like the composition. I don't think my weight really changed. Like I've never really fluctuated a lot in my weight anyways. So it wasn't my weight that changed. It was like the composition. Like I leaned out, I could see it in my body. And what ended up happening was my knee was hurting less. It just was hurting less.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I was putting less strain. My body composition was putting less strain. I think that's what happened. I don't know.
Right.
Nobody like told me that, but
I mean, you could tell that you as of the last several years, you look leaner and stronger.
yeah, I definitely have you got more muscles. I hear you.
Yeah.
Got some.
How do
cuts
I
going.
look, Brian? Do I look leaner and more muscles?
It's not about you, Trey.
That's true. What about like Olympics? Like, are you going to train for the Olympics? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. It kind of
And
like
is it-
never stops.
But like, is it the same kind of regimen that you have for the WNBA, or like, is it different?
No, it's the same. It's like you're basically just trying to be in great shape all the time. So now I have these off seasons at home, and I'm really lucky because it allows me to kind of ramp up slowly. Like I'm never in a rush to get ready for my season. I have 5 months to do it. So I'm really lucky. I can take my time, and it allows you, when you can build slowly in that way, it's just going to be better at the end versus like trying to cram it in, So it's like you're actually strong because you've like built this foundation. You're actually in great shape because you've built this foundation. And I do like everything. I swim a lot. I'm on my Peloton a lot. I got at one of those tonals when the pandemic hit. So I was doing the tonal situation. You don't know what a tonal is?
No, what is that?
I can't believe I haven't seen a commercial. They're like,
I have a mirror. Like
Break
I
it
have
out.
a mirror.
Very similar.
Okay.
Only it has like handles that come out.
Oh.
And it's like AI intelligence stuff where it like you like do a test run and it then can gauge how strong you are, and so it picks the weight for you.
Oh.
So if you're gonna do bench press, it like picks it for you.
That's probably better than what I'm doing. 'Cause I like the mirror, but like I've been taking like prenatal classes. I'm not pregnant, but they're slower and like less hard on the joints. So
makes sense.
I mean, that's my comfort level as far as like working out. I mean,
hey, all you gotta do is move.
That's true. That's my goal. I always say like 30 minutes of some sort of movement like every day. But like, and the truth is I always thought of myself as an athlete, like growing up, like I was such like hardcore athlete. Like when people ask me like, oh, you know Sue Bird? I'm like, yeah, we play basketball together. I in fact never played basketball with you. No, I never did. Like you were on varsity, I was on JV, like warming a bench. But I actually also remember this very specifically. We went to two different middle schools, Southwoods and HBT, and then they combined at Syosset High School. And we played you. At that time, everybody had already heard of you because I think you were playing like CYO and like those, right? Like
yeah. Oh yeah. I was all up in the St. Edward scene.
Yeah. So like, and so I remember my dad and Marissa Nystrom's dad in the bleachers, like we played Southwoods, HBT played Southwoods. And I remember it got to a point where Marissa's dad and my dad were like rooting for you. And it was like very confusing because like you were the opposing team, but you were doing like, you were scoring so many points. We were like 14 years old and you're scoring all these points and they're just like getting excited, you know, because they whatever. And I'm like, God. And then I always thought of myself as like a great athlete. And I talked to my dad about it and he's like, no, you were terrible.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that to you. Good.
That's like if you ran into Mr. Durante, would you call him Dr. Durante now that he's principal of Syosset High School? I mean,
probably not.
He was
the Italian teacher.
Yeah.
See, he took us to Italy. Like we went to Italy.
I know you guys went to Italy. I missed the France trip.
Oh my God. So good. And also, that's not normal. Like high school kids don't do that.
No, it's not normal. Guys, when I went to Christ the King, it was like, first of all, my first day, like not the first day of school, but I had to go and like do this meeting with the principal, talk about my grades and like the classes and like guidance counselor meetings, all that stuff. Like you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Orientation. So they're basically like, okay, they're looking at my transcript from Syosset and they're like, so in Syosset, I feel like I was an average student, like in a good way. Like I was a good student. I probably got mostly B's with the occasional A, B+ here and there. You get it. I went to Christ the King. I could have been valedictorian. Like they were like, okay, you're going to be in honors math, honors English, honors. I was like, what? And then when we got to the electives, I don't know if you guys remember, but in Syosset, it was like a book of electives you could choose from.
You could do
anything like computers, 10 different options, art, 10 different options. Christ the King, it was like 2 options. It was like art or typing. That was it. So I very quickly realized how lucky and privileged we were to go to school where we went.
I had the exact opposite situation because I lived in Massapequa.
Oh yeah.
And then I moved to Syosset. I was in 5th grade.
Yeah, I remember.
So when I got there, they were
you were
like
oh the cute new boy in school.
Well, they put me
like,
in
who's this guy?
Miss Marino's kid.
Oh, he's good at sports. This is amazing.
So I got there and they called my parents and like, why is he reading at a 2nd grade level? What's going on here? I finally caught up though. So we're all good.
We're all good. Okay.
No, but I was at the top of my class, and not that you know you're doing anything in 4th grade, but then I came here in 5th, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Syosset's very foreign.
Yeah, Syosset's good school.
I went to I did the same thing. I didn't know that you did that. I came to Walt Whitman in 5th grade. Like I was like
Where'd you come from?
Montessori school. Like I went to a Montessori school.
You were one of those.
Mm-hmm. And then I came to 5th grade. This is like my favorite story. You all familiar with Ian Bittner? One of my favorite people.
Of course.
So this is one of my favorite stories. I don't know, Brian, if you've heard this, but like, you know, I sat with the boys at lunch, like, cause I just got along with boys better, like growing up. And I sat with the boys at lunch and Jen Rosen like came up to the table and said something to me like, nice hair, Traci. Did you brush it this morning? And like, it was devastating. Like we're in 5th grade. That is a devastating thing to say. And Ian Bittner, could ruin your day. Ian Bittner stood up and goes, nice one, Jen. Did you get that in the reading room? And the reading room was for like not smart kids. And like,
to this day, Ian's your favorite person ever.
My favorite person.
And Ian's so quiet.
So quiet. I haven't talked to him in like, Ian Bittner didn't speak, Corey McGee, Mike Wendelkin, all of my favorite people. no speaking.
Ian
But-
Bittner, I want to say lives in New Jersey, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So do you remember, I know Brian, you probably do. I don't know if Tracy, you do, just because Brad Barnett, he would have been at DeLeo's a lot, but he didn't go to, he didn't go to public school.
No, I know Brad.
Okay. So Brad, so my friend Marie, who I know through basketball, so she's from Levittown, but we played AAU together, like one of my closest friends. She's married now with kids, lives in New Jersey, and they host a lot of parties, like often. And so I wasn't there, but Brad texts me and he's like, hey, I'm at the Klatsky's house. And guess who walked in? And I was like, who? He's like, Ian Bittner. So I guess Ian's kids play with my friend Marie's kids or something like that. So this was like right before the pandemic. So it's only, a year or so ago. Yeah. An Ian Bittner reconnection. Yeah. I played on the boys soccer team with Ian. He never said a word. He never spoke.
Never said a word.
He was so quiet.
Those are my favorite kind of.
He speaks up when it matters.
I love those kind of people.
Exactly. When he's defending his friends,
That's
he speaks up. That's all that matters.
He was great. And he's under the radar funny. Wouldn't you meet with your guy friends from high school like for dinner once a year?
Right. I'm looking for that invite.
Yeah, Ian always tells that story actually. That's how we start out. That's how we start each dinner.
Everybody goes around.
Love it.
No, it's just Ian. It's just Ian. He stands up and that's it. He gives that little story and we move on.
Sue, what would it take for you to like, if you were to introduce me to somebody, like you come to LA, if Megan and you come to LA, do you think you would say, oh, this is my friend Traci. We played basketball together.
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. No, we don't have to tell anybody.
No, I'd be like, Traci. I'd be like, oh, she used to play basketball with me.
I mean, I played soccer too, not with the guys. I played soccer and didn't play that either. Got the bench as well.
Miss Oliva just hated you, huh?
Yeah, I got along with like Strohmeyer.
Yeah. Everyone got along with Stro.
Everybody got along with
Everybody got along with Stro.
I
would literally love to go through the yearbook and be like, where are they now? Where are they now? Where are they now?
Yeah, but like at the same time,
when I left Syosset, I like lost
touch with a lot of people.
Yeah, that connection.
But everybody still feels connected.
Instead of a sneaker check-in, you should text everyone and be like, hey guys, where are you now?
But do you really want to get connected with everybody? Like I always
curious.
I'm curious too. I mean, that's why I like stalk people on Facebook or whatever. But I also felt like in high school, and this is true story, like I loved how we grew up. I loved our town. I loved everything about it. Like I do. Like we were blessed. Like it was a cool place to grow up. However, I never felt like I fit in. I don't know if that's like every high school angsty person. I never felt like I fit in with the girls. I just never felt that way. Even though I hung out at Leo's like everybody else, I just never felt like I fit in.
I feel like I filled the tomboy role. I was like the athlete girl, and I definitely had more guy friends than I did girlfriends. For sure. But I like hung out with the girls. It wasn't that I didn't hang out with them, but that was like, I feel like I look back on it. I'm like, oh yeah, that was my role. Like if the sitcom was written about the 1998 Syosset High School, that was like my role.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll do a Saved by the Bell version of Syosset High 98.
I'll write it. I could write that, or I could write Rudy the musical. And if you want to be part of that, I'll get Adam. We'll script it and just put it together. There's just so many options. I say that to Adam all the time. There's so many options about making things weird and funny. And high school was one of those things.
Yeah, to your point, why were we obsessed with the diner?
The diner was the best.
Why was the diner so cool?
You could do anything at the diner. You could eat French fries. You could smoke cigarettes. Like there were so many things you could do at the diner. It was great.
Until the owner, what was it, George? I don't even remember.
Still there.
Yeah.
Still there.
Until he came out, then you knew you're in trouble.
You were in trouble.
Is your name Sue? Your mom's on the phone at the front. I'd be like, oh shit.
His son still works there and has become his father. Like it's crazy.
Identical person.
But
there was also a fight there every single night,
Friday,
which was amazing.
what about the ice skating rink? I used to hang out there all the time.
That was the spot. I
That
love
was the
it.
spot.
It was like 12 to 2, 2 to 4, or 7:30, 9:30, or
Oh
whatever.
my God. It's the, and
Wait,
you,
was it 12 to 2? 4 to 6. Yeah.
guys, we should have like a reunion at the ice skating rink.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
You never played softball, right?
No, I know.
So we had a reunion like in college round, like with everyone who played like SIAC. And I played that for 9 years. And I, again, thought I was like super good. And my dad's like, no, like you were good, like by human error.
Your
Like if
parents
you hit
are,
a,
like cut.
they're honest. I'm very lucky. They're honest. So we had like a reunion. I'll never forget it. And Kim showed up with like a 6-pack and I got like so upset. I'm like, this isn't for drinking. This is for serious play.
There's episode 3 in Saved by Syosset.
Well, you guys, this is a brainstorming session and I'm glad we.
Did you hit her on her beeper? Is that how she knew what time the game was?
Yeah.
You guys remember everybody had beepers?
Yeah, it was like you could text like boobs and you could text like 134, like I love you.
Or like hello, but it was like
backwards.
Well, no one had a phone, but we
no.
all have beepers.
We all have beepers.
Those guys.
Every year you guys post that picture, I'm like, how can I get the invite? Like where the, like honestly, as it turns out, Traci and I were the only 2 girls who only wanted to hang out with the boys anyway. So it's like, I feel like we should be invited at this point.
Well, we will add you to the list. I'll have Daddy-O actually arranges that every year.
He arranges it?
Yeah.
You'll be added to the list. I won't. I've been asking to go like every time.
No.
Like
I won't go without you.
Yeah. Or we just go and sit like next to them and then see what's going on.
Get all their like, their boy talk. Ian telling the story about how he came to your rescue.
Yeah.
I'll let them get their boy
Let's
talk.
be real. Does Ian ever talk at that dinner?
Ian's got a lot to say and very funny, I might add.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
I would love to go to that dinner. That looks so fun.
Yeah,
looks so fun.
It's a good dinner.
Yeah, looks like, yeah.
When did you meet Megan? How long ago was that?
We've been together since like the fall of 2016. So
how did you guys meet?
Like through sports. Like we actually have the same agency. So we're kind of in the same umbrella of agents. And we were basically, her team, she plays on the soccer team here. So we've been in the same city for years and years and years, but never really met or hung out. And then we happened to be at this one like photo shoot thing at the same time. And that was the first time we actually like said, hey, what's up? But Megan was engaged at the time.
Oh, wow.
It's one of those. So fast forward like 6, 7, 8, 9 months or so. We connected at the Olympics, actually. Her team lost. She's over there somewhere. So she had all this free time. So she was coming to our games and came to our like our championship party, like the after party. And we're like, why aren't we hanging out in Seattle? Like, this would be amazing. Fast forward a month, we were dating, but she was engaged at the time. So there was like she had to figure some things out.
This is all good for the script. I mean, this is all good.
Yeah,
it's interesting. It's exciting.
Yeah, this is a fun story.
Did she actually propose? Because that picture you took, what did she propose when you guys were on vacation? And
yeah, that's like a real picture.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So whoever took that picture knew what was happening? Like was kind of.
Yeah. So basically like we were laying on that, there was like a ledge. She kind of got up and there was like 7 other people on this vacation. So everybody's in the pool and like around the area. And somebody kind of was like, ooh, what are you doing? Proposing, like being funny. And then there was like this moment where when she came back, I could see like, look at like she got serious. And I was like, oh my God, I think it's really happening. And somebody's like, is this really happening? And I was like, this is really happening. Friend who had been like on her phone, taking pictures, DJing, that kind of a thing, had her phone and was like, bam.
That's kind of awesome that you have that.
Was it unexpected?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it. So like, no, not unexpected, but yeah, the moment itself was definitely.
But unexpected, and you didn't have a ring for her. She just had one for you, right?
She didn't even have one for me. She took one off her finger. So unexpected for her too.
So good. Do you guys ever like I have more Olympic medals than you do? Like, no?
No, because I do have more. So it's like,
No, I mean,
I always tell her her one is really cute. It's cute.
Wow. Oh,
ugh. Well, you know, that's nice, but
at least you have more room for yours, I guess.
right.
She's got World Cup titles though, so those are pretty big.
Keep trying, you know.
Soup switcher.
Okay, are you ready for these questions? I'm just gonna preface, Brian knows the answers,
Okay.
so good luck to you.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Sue, that's formal. You have to preface with your name. You've won 4 Olympic gold medals. How many of them would you trade for an 8-pack of soup?
The soup's really good. I think half a medal would get me
Ooh,
8 soups.
half a medal get. Sue, it turns out you're a little off. That is incorrect.
Is it 4?
according to the answer key, it's all four.
All four?
I mean, now that we're talking, I would take that.
Value medals too much.
Yeah, no, I get it. Okay, next question. You've won 2 NCAA.
Are they solid gold?
No, it's not even.
Oh.
So I only get
They're
half
not-
of
they're not-
non-solid.
Not
Wait,
even
there's no real gold in there?
I don't know. Maybe sprinkled in. I don't know. I can't.
Oh, now we gotta talk to
I'll take a sprinkle of half a gold medal.
You know what? Then you're absolutely right. It is 4 fake gold.
Right.
All right. The answer.
But
I would trade all 4 for the cookies.
I'll take it. You've won 2 NCAA basketball championships at the University of Connecticut. Would you have traded them to work in the kitchen at Gracefully Fed?
Yes.
It turns out Sue's skills go way beyond the basketball court, because that is absolutely correct.
Would soccer players benefit from soup, or do you keep soup all to yourself?
Megan is a huge soup fan. Like, not even joking. She's obsessed. If we could have soup all the time, like her mom makes killer soup, she loves soup. So whenever I get these packages, it's really Megan who's like most hype about it.
Love that. And does
No, I'm not
her
even-
mom need a job? Because we're hiring in the kitchen and I'm short-staffed.
She's a little far from LA, but she is in California. But it is far. But honestly, I swear to God, if you guys are in the same town, I bet she would do it.
Oh my
I
God.
have a question for Sue.
Yes.
So your career has seemingly taken you to some amazing places, and you've obviously met some of the most incredible people in the world. Did you ever think it would lead you to a conversation of talking soup with the founder of Gracefully Fed? And
Never could have imagined this.
no,
Never
right?
have.
It's mind blowing, though.
You never know where you have to be ready for the moment. That's the lesson.
Stay ready.
Because your dreams can come true.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I think we do this again, and I think we interview somebody from high school every episode.
Okay. I am
And
actually that sounds fun.
Traci texted me like 5 minutes before she created this group chat with the 3 of us, and she was like,
This is true.
I don't know if I should start a 3-way chat, because she thought I was going to abuse it. And she's like, you're going to text Sue way too much.
Well,
I love
isn't that
that.
the nice thing to
I
do?
already have her number.
No, he did. I had to verify.
Me
Don't you
and-
think
me and
that's
Trish
the
chat
nice
all the
thing
time.
to do?
All my conversations with Sue kind of consist of me texting Sue, hey, congratulations on your championship. Hey, congratulations on your gold medal. Hey, congratulations on your engagement. Hey, another championship.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
okay.
hear we're going to be on Zoom tomorrow talking about soup.
Yes.
To preface, all these years, I'm like, oh, I love Sue. Oh my God, I love Sue. I think I'm best friends with Sue. Like, does Sue know that we're best friends? And then I say to Brian, I'm like, well, you're really good friends with her. And you always said yes. And then most recently you're like, I don't really talk to her all that much. I congratulate her on,
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm like, all this time, like, you don't have fucking conversations with her? Like, this seems like,
Well, that's because I run into her and she
I was gonna
completely
say.
blows me off.
No, what I was going to say was only at Mohegan. That's when we connect best.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
Want to say hi? Okay. She's eating the cookies.
Yes. What does she think? Does she like the cookies?
Yeah. She said, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm so
You
glad
got a
you
winner.
like them.
I've just
How you
been
doing, Megan?
right in earshot the whole time. Yep, she's just been listening. This is Brian. This is Traci. Megan.
Hello.
So
Nice to meet
so
you.
you know that I call blackberries blueberries. It's fine. It's fine.
I did hear that part. I have questions. I know. I will.
So you like the cookies?
You're
That's
trying to
huge.
steal- Megan, you trying to steal the soup now?
Yeah. I
Nice.
was like, well, honestly, it looks really good.
Let me know. I need all the reviews I can get.
When we first started dating, I was like, enough with the soups. It was just constant. Oh, I love my Not your soups. Not your soups. Just soups.
Well,
Apparently.
if you want just gracefully fed soups, I can make that happen. Let me tell you. I mean, we have 34 different kinds of soups. We love cooking them. No.
Yeah, her mom's actually just recently found out she has like a major gluten sensitivity. So
I asked if your mom wanted a job because I heard she cooks a lot of soup too.
I feel like your mom would do it. She probably would, to be honest. You know, she does have a serious gluten situation, but she's also obsessed with the fact that she's gluten free. So even if things like she don't
really
have gluten in them at all, she'll be like, "Oh, I had this amazing fruit, like it was gluten free." Every fruit was gluten free. Well, it was gluten free. I'm like, she's really
Mom,
funny.
we got it.
We should send her some soup. Let's send her some soup.
I'm happy to send soups. Also, if your mom wants to email me, I know like the best things for gluten-free, like as far as like the best bread or like the best bagels. Like I've tried it all.
She's only been in it. She's only been a gluten. It's only been a gluten situation. She's one of those like probably similar. It's like was always like, oh this or oh I'm bloated or oh that, but never like pinpointed it until maybe like a year ago. Yeah.
I feel like most people are like that. Most people have issues.
And then she
I feel like most people didn't know what gluten was until a couple of years ago.
No, it was so trendy.
it was so yeah. That was
It
like
was hot.
it was like the paleo diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Became like connected to that, and it was
Well,
like
that-
that's not the same thing.
When they told me to cut out all that shit, and I was like, I'm what am I gonna become LA? Like that's so LA. Do you know what I mean? Like that's so LA. So like when you talk to anyone like in New York, like you go home and you're like, yeah, I don't eat pasta or like whatever. They're like, oh God, you've been in LA too long. Like, true.
I feel like my family hated me for like, I was gluten free for like 3 or 4 years straight, like hardcore. And then I would like bitch about everything.
It is hard.
Yeah.
Like especially for me, like I was traveling because it was during my season.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's like it's fucking hard.
It really
But
is.
there's so
Especially when
many
you're young.
options. There's so many options now. Like the Barilla pasta makes the best gluten-free spaghetti. Like there's so many options. You just have to like find, like you have to weed out the right
There's
one.
a lot of options if like you're home and cooking, but if you're on the road, or like Sue's on the road all the time, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing it. I appreciate it. And let me know if you guys want any more food, just let me know. I'll send it to you guys
Awesome.
all the time.
Thank you, Trey.
Thank you.
And it was,
All right.
it was nice,
Good to
it was
speak
nice
to
to
you.
talk soup with the both of you.
Bye.
She was a video switcher in TV at the time. Then whoops, suddenly that girl's got Lyme. Her health is back on track 'cause she switched up her diet, and now she's forcing all her